People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror. The person who shows you everything that is holding you back. The person who brings you to your own attention, so you can change your life. People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror. The person who shows you everything that is holding you back. The person who brings you to your own attention, so you can change your life. People think a soulmate. Okay, people, so someone sent this to me, and we got to be careful with these feel-good memes that are going out there. And it's so funny. You're going to hear what you want to hear. And if you listen to what the man said, many people that's loving and sharing, you didn't hear what the man said. We got to be careful with how we jump ahead of a sentence or jump ahead of what the person is going to say based on what we're hoping or wanting or desiring it to say, instead of listening to what is being said. And this is where mirror work comes in, when you're able to cipher through the word plays of narcissism. Not calling this guy a narcissist. No, please don't get me wrong. No. What I'm saying is, when you've been around it, you are much more sharper in listening to exactly what is said. When this was sent to me, the person that sent it to me sent it with a different interpretation of what they heard. And I was like, did you hear what was actually said? Because it had nothing to do with another person. This is when you're able to identify people that's running to people to fulfill them, or they say, you are my soulmate, because this is when you can identify the warning signs. And this is why I say I coach women and mothers who are leaving toxic relationship, narcissistic environment, toxic environments, narcissistic relationships, which also could be environmental, personal and professional, and traumatic experiences. And I assist in you not returning to those three envelopes, okay? The toxic, the narcissistic, and the trauma. By how do I assist you in not returning? By you being able to identify the patterns so you do not rinse and repeat or recycle. You can catch it. So in listening to what the man said, not what everybody's thinking it's saying. The man didn't say a soulmate is a person. I'm going to make you listen to it again. And this is what I like. The man said, everybody's looking for, because he even tells you, everybody's looking for a person. But the soulmate is the mirror. I don't mean to laugh. Listen, I'm like, man, I'm going to use this clip somewhere in my mirror work coaching as an icebreaker somewhere, because I know my clients are going to think they heard what they heard, and I'm going to play it back and say, no, he didn't say a soulmate, or the takeaway isn't about a person being the soulmate, and the person is the person that brings a mirror in front of you. I can't answer you right now. Sorry. The soulmate is the person that is, Lord, lost my chain of thought. Okay, there you go. The soulmate is the person that brings you the mirror. And if you find someone that's bringing you a mirror to show you who you are and all that, that's your soulmate. That's not what the man said, because the reason why your soulmate is not the person to bring the mirror in front of you for you to see. Because you have to be careful with people bringing in mirrors in front of you and telling you that you have a problem. And I said that in one of my lives before. When we've been around conversations and environments that keep saying, well, what's the denominator? Everything's happening. What's the common denominator? The common denominator is you. You're the problem. And I said, in reflection, the problem could be you, but not in the way that everybody's saying it and where they're wanting you to now embrace. You can be the problem because you are the integral, ethical person in the atmosphere, and you are just being in this world of cesspool and compromise and people lowballing. And when you show up in places, you are the problem. You're the problem for them because you're not operating on that low level. You are truly on a higher level of integrity, ethical movements. What you say is what you mean. You talk your mind. You don't manipulate. You don't twist words. You would be that one that would just be outside where everybody's inside, because inside is a whole bag of liars and a bag of manipulators. And you're just like, you know what? I know it's a company meeting. You're the one who doesn't go to company parties and people call you a party pooper. But you know, it's all gossiping, backstabbing, liars, fake people. People, they're laughing and you fully know they've been talking about the person behind their back, venomous, but they're in here clapping champagne glass together, but they hate that. Like you don't see that as a great pastime. You prefer to be in your house, curled up, reading a book, listening to some music, meditation, doing work, having a nice glass of wine, looking at some old school videos, some black and whites, vintage stuff, some VHSs. I don't know. You prefer walking in a park, just going on a bike ride. You prefer that to be better time spent. So that statement, you are the problem because look at the common denominator, and you'll have a lot of pastors also telling people, well, if you're the one, no. It could be and it could not be. So what I'm saying is when someone throws that statement, be very careful to accept it as you are the problem in a negative way, that you need to find something to change because everything is okay to you. It could be you are the problem because you truly are operating on a higher level of integrity. And you're just, so now the problem is for you to ask, why am I ending up in these environments? Like, what's going on? And it could be your occupation. It could be just the line of work you're in, that you're just around a lot of compromising energies and character deficiencies. And you're just like, man, so now you knowing that, the mirror work coaching would be, okay, now when you're going into work, when you go, do not beat up on yourself or wondering why you don't get along. Now you know why. So you readjust your energy because you're now going in knowing, okay, the reason why I don't get along with these people or bucking heads with this person is because of this. And once you identify and now, okay, where can the compromise be where I am not compromising my integrity? It could be just, I am not going to argue with this person anymore because I just know that's just a wall. That person is not going to see where I'm coming from as a result of their integrity contract. Their integrity contract is to have none. It's about themselves and their paycheck. And so they're staying integral with making sure they get their paycheck. So not everybody's integrity contract is the same as yours. So the shift in being able to survive in toxic environments. That's why I said if you could be leaving the toxic environment as you saying, you know what, I'm coming out of this, I'm going to build my own business. So I'm going to find a place where I don't have to compromise my integrity. Or you can come out of it, because many times when I don't always come out saying leave your job, and you can come out of a toxic environment professionally where you are no longer being affected by it. So you can come out of it, meaning you're not there wondering what's wrong, and oh my God. And you're just like, okay, because now when we establish really what is the problem, is it really you? And we're going to look in the mirror, and we're going to go to honesty to say, are you coming up as a micromanager? Are you being passive aggressive? Are you being snappy? Like, so when you tell me a story, mirror image, don't quote it. And even if you try to sugarcoat it, I'm going to find a way in when you tell me the story, asking you questions where I'm going to know if you're telling the true story or not. If you're curving the story to fit the feedback you want to hear from me. Because I've come on many phone calls and many where they think they're telling me something and I'm going, and then I flip it on them and the call doesn't end too well because they realize I saw right through how they're trying to paint the other person, and there's no accountability on their part. I'm not hearing it. And I ask some, I know the questions to ask. So when you hear this, listen to it again. It did not say the mirror image or your soulmate is a person that brings the mirror. It says the soulmate is the mirror, the person that brings it. So who's bringing it? You. So it's trying to tell you that you are your soulmate. Listen, I'm going to play it again, and you're going to get out of your feelings and get out of everybody sharing it and thinking what they think they hear, and listen to exactly what is said. And this is also a wake-up call for your environment and your relationships. Narcissists tell you point blank and they're to your face, but we still are wanting to hear what we want to hear, or we say, oh, they don't really mean that. They mean XYZ. They didn't say XYZ. They said that. Those are the words that they chose to allow to come through their lips to you. They had many times to process and choose different words. Or we're in the heat of the argument, we're in the heat of the moment, and they didn't mean to. That's why I say I don't coach women and mothers who are still on the fence of believing that the abuse is somewhat not all the other person's fault, and it having a bad day, and their father left them, and I'm not that coach, because no, I'm that coach where you've identified that, yeah, the person does have issues and how they're showing up to me is still not right. I deserve better. People's traumas, we talk about codependency, that's another topic, where we get codependent in our relationship. We met people in mutual traumas. So what would happen is the codependency is the other person relies on you to stay traumatic. They rely on you to stay angry, venomous. When you do your mirror work, or you do your transformation, you do your self-work, and you're evolving from that, all of a sudden you don't have something in common. And then the relationships start to get antsy because they still require you to be venomous. And you're evolving from that state of low vibration and you're raising. So now you become the problem because you're not serving them where you're not serving them and keeping them low. So when they meet you and they meet you in traumatic experiences, you both are going through traumatic experiences in your own individual life. So you come together with this common denominator of a trauma that you both are happening, and you both are there to assist each other through the trauma. And then that's how you create that bond, because you have that in common. One person could stay angry and venomous, and the other person can say, okay, great, I'm going through that personally, I'm done. And the person, they're looking at you like, hold on, no, I need you to stay angry, because that's how I feed off of you. Like, what do you mean what do you mean you're writing letters of apology? What do you mean you're writing letters of release? What do you mean you're wanting me to go through that? Whoa. No. I love being down here, angry, venomous, revengeful, dark, manipulative, payback. I love this. What are you talking about? No. Now you become the problem in the relationship because you're no longer serving them. And then they turn on you. And they act, now you are the problem. And in a way you are, because you're no longer at that level. And they're now out there looking for someone who's traumatic, someone who's hurt, someone who's also walking around this earth scarred. And now that's their new soulmate. That's their new, because their soul, they're mating with that soul of low vibration. And now they're cheating on you. They want to get out of the relationship because they now found another source of low. As you're moving high, and they don't want to move high. They're challenged. They try it. They don't like it because it's uncomfortable for them to look at themselves in the mirror and do the work. They bounce back. They go back to what is familiar to them, which is finding someone that is low and operate low. Now that is their new beau. That's their new babe. And now you are the problem. So now they got to get rid of you because you're evolving. Okay, so listen to what the man said. The soulmate is the mirror, not the person bringing the mirror. And you're like, oh my God, I love you because you're showing me you. No, you're showing me me. You're showing me me. Oh my God, you want me to be better. Stop that. Stop requiring someone to show you that you can't go get your own mirror. And that's why I loved when I heard what the man said. I'm like, yes, go get your own goddamn mirror. You are your soulmate. Go get your mirror, because there's going to come a time, I'm going to end up with this. There's going to come a time when the mirror is going to be placed in front of us, and we are going to have no choice but to stand in front of that mirror judgment. And that is what it is. And you do not have a chance of redemption. They call it judgment day. We have all these, the day of judgment, the day of reckoning is the day when you're going to stand and face all of your actions. That's mirror work, people. Go back to Revelations and truly get what the book is saying. Just like how many of you heard this and thought you heard something else. Many of you read that passage because liars on pulpits have rebranded it and made you think it said something. The day of reckoning is the day when you're going to have to stand and give account for everything you've done. Mirror, you're going to stand in front of the mirror. It is in your best interest. That is why it says, do your work now. Let me find you busy doing work now. It is in your best interest to do your mirror work now. And you do the cleaning up. You do the heavy lifting. You return yourself to the mirror image of what you once were when it says, let us make man in our image. It is in your best interest to do the hard work now and stop being lazy learners and keep looking up to the sky wanting to just be washed clean and be like, hold on, where is your participation in washing yourself? Because the day is going to come. Listen to Upper Hope Day. The day is going to come when the day of reckoning of the mirror, the grand all of all mirrors, is going to stand in front of you, and you're going to have to see yourself and you're going to be judged. It's better that you judge and you do yourself now. Hence why I said do it. No shame, no blame. Be fully accountable and start the cleaning of your mirror now. So when that day does come, listen to Upper Hope Day. When that day comes, and the mirror is put in front of you, because we all are going to face that mirror, that day of reckoning. It's going to see you what? Spotless. Why? Because you've cleaned up yourself. I am Lady O. Stay in action with faith and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say. Listen to all the other podcasts that's been there. Get ready for podcast number 5 coming on Friday. On Monday. Gosh, listen, I feel like it's a Friday. I am on fire right now because I could feel it shutting up in my bones. Listen, my podcast is going to be a game changer for who has ears to hear and who has eyes to see. Get connected to Mirror Image. Get connected to Mirror Coaching so you can be the mirror image of that which was the intended image of who you were to be, not the image that the world has now changed based on the filth and the toxicness they've thrown on you. You were not meant to be that image of compromise, that image of a doormat, that image of somebody's spit bucket, somebody's depositor. You're not supposed to be that image. That was not your image. The mirror image that you were supposed to be, that you were intended and designed to be, is none of that nonsense. Start your mirror work now. There is going to come a time when the mirror is going to be placed in front of all of us, and it is in our best interest when that day comes that we reflect the image that says, yes, you are mine. I know you. Hence why some are going to hear, depart from me. I don't know you. You know why? Because you look nothing like me. You're not my image. Listen, get connected to my podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, all of the other ones that's subscribe to my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Instagram, share, like, let people know about it. Bring your peoples over here. 2022, we still have some months still under our belt to knock this out of the ballpark. Mirror Work Conversations with Lady O podcast, episode 4 and a bonus is already there. Get ready for episode 5. It's going to be fire. And listen to what this man really said. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror. The person who shows you everything that is holding you back. The person who brings you to your own attention so you can change your life. People think a soulmate is your perfect fit, and that's what everyone wants. But a true soulmate is a mirror. The person who shows you everything that is holding